And welcome back to this week's Give It A Go, guys. And today it's Tank Mechanic Simulator. So you may be asking yourself, what's this game about? Well, I'll surprise you on this. You fix tanks and repair them. That is it. Oh, and you do also run a museum on the side. So if you click on the little black workbench, here's all the little upgrades you can get. Each one has a different cost. You get the reputation points by mainly doing jobs. You do them, X amount of points, and then hopefully you'll build enough, then unlock different things in the game, which helps with spray paint, running the museum. It's various money off stuff. You'll see it when you click on it. So this is the museum. We'll have a quick look in here. There's all the stands. You put the vehicle in here. You change all the information up, and there's also glass cabinets. You can stick like guns. You find things on digs, so you can put them in there. It all helps your little museum. So now we're in the scrap part of the yard. You can pick up bits of scrap. You can use these to build parts of tanks. And also you can pick up wrecked tanks like this Panzer IV. I mean, it is pretty beat up. So we'll buy it anyway and we'll try and repair it just to get the costs involved, really. So if you click on the engine stand, then hit the button, it will take the engine out of the tank. And then we have the turret stand and do that as well. Now both the turret and the engine are removed. This helps working on stuff. I mean, normally I like to do the engine, the turret, then the tank. I mean, but you can do it any way you like, really. So grab the rust removal tool and let's start cleaning up that engine. Look at that. It's up to 6%, 8%. It's cleaning up nicely. Some things you can't repair, mainly wires in the oil lines, things like fuel lines. You can't. You have to buy brand new of them if you want them, like sparkling and shiny. The little bong sound you hear, that means you're getting an email, so it's probably like some sort of job or somebody might have found a tank and wants you to come and find it. But for now, we'll just keep working on this engine. So let's make a start on the back of this little Panzer IV. The cable at the back there, you've got to remove that and buy new. That's one of the things you can't repair. What is else? Jacks. You'll see it as we go. It has a little red line through it, meaning like you just get rid of it basically. I mean, Panzer IVs are pretty easy to work on because the suspension's not that complicated. The worst tanks in the game are the Tiger and the Panther because the suspension and the amount of wheels, it is just super complicated and it takes forever to put together and pull apart. Luckily, we've got a bit of the gears missing at the side so we can actually get the gearbox from the outside, which is a bit of an added bonus. I think this had some serious damage to the front that looks like shell marks on the front of that tank. The little machine gun turret that I was there removing the rust from just there, that's one of the things when you dig them out of the ground, you may actually able to find the guns for them. Then you can display them guns in the cases in the museum, or you can actually have them fitted to tanks. It's whatever your personal preference is, really. I mean, this game is weird. I know it is, but that's part of the joy of it, I guess. Once you take all the rust off, sandblast it, you prime it, you spray it, and it comes back to life, you can actually drive it. You get this weird satisfaction from it. It's bizarre. If you can't get to like a certain part of the tank, you can actually sit in the driver's seat, the gunner's seat, the loader's seat, virtually seats. Normally you can actually find a position where you can get to whatever part you want and repair it or get rid of it, whatever you want to do. Right, we're getting rid of most of the rust on the engine and most of the tank. Let's start sandblasting it. Let's bring all that lovely metal back to life. Look at this engine. Oh, it's coming up great, isn't it? And the condition of the engine, what was that? It was only a few percent once we started. It's up to, what, 40% now. If you want to see what parts need repairing or replacing, whatever, if you press the A key, it'll come up with a different colour. If it's green, it's mint. Any other colour, orange, ambers, reds, whatever, it means that I need to like the rust removing, it's spray painting, or sandblasting, one or the other. You'll see. So the way I like to tackle the job is get all the rust removed from everything you can see if you can. Sandblast it, primer it, and sometimes even paint it. Then after that, you start adding all the new parts. Yeah, the work on the old Panzer IV is going pretty well. I mean, it's one of the easier tanks, but I must admit the Russian tanks are a lot easier. Their suspension is as basic as they come. Ah, the flywheel cover. I didn't get the rust. Let's quickly grab the rust removal tool and we'll get that sorted. Yeah, some of the upgrade skills you can get later on in the game is the ability to switch tools instantly. So it's like having a little tool belt. That's what I think it's described in the game. So you just press a number and the tool's already in your hand, which makes the game so much easier. It quickens the whole thing up. Right, I think I've done all that. Yeah? Yeah, that's all done. Right, let's grab the old sandblaster and we'll start on the inside. Yeah, I forgot to do the hatches, didn't I? Ugh. This is why the tool belt is so useful. Right now I've got to keep jumping down and going grabbing this tool, that tool, whatever. Pretty annoying. Right, that's the last of the sandblasting done. Let's spray the old red primer on next. Oh, spray painting. The joy of spray painting. Look at how, the joy you get from it. I can't say the word joy enough. Look at went from that awful rusty metal to now it's beautiful primer. The next stage is the paint. Yeah, unfortunately, you always miss parts. It can't be helped. It's a pretty complicated beast, the old tank, but we'll get the blasting on, the rust removal, and the painting. Some parts won't need primer, all they need is rust removal and sandblasting, the gearbox, fuel system, and the engine mainly. They just want the chromy metal shine. That's all. That's all they're after. How quickly we repaired this? 25% repairs and 28% assembly. So as you notice, the tow rope had that little red cross through kind of line, red line rather. So all these parts here, you just select them and I'll just recycle. Because later on in the game, you can use all the recycled parts to build new parts for your tank, which actually in the end does save you an awful lot of money. So next job, let's quickly get to work on the turret. Right, I'm well happy with that. Now let's have a little spray of the old Tankaroonie here. If you want to spray the tank pretty colours, not like this boring grey, if you want camouflages or bright pink, or whatever you want, you need to pop it in the spray booth, then spray to your heart's content. Since we're total noobs and haven't unlocked the spray booth yet, we're kind of just going to have to put up with this grey, really, aren't we? I don't know why I'm switching the spray paint off. It's not like in House Flipper where you actually run out of paint. This is just, it just goes on forever. Okie dokie, I think that's all of the outside done. Let's have a quick look on the inside. Oh, we need the two hatches doing on top. And yep, I think we're actually done on that. That's all the spray and finish for now. So now let's click on the tank. We'll actually see what parts need repairing and what bits we need to buy. Oh, we've actually missed that ignition magnetos. That's on the engine. I think we'll fix the engine first because normally they're the least amount of parts. But we better fix that magneto. Where the heck was that? So let's press the E. There you go. See, it's red. And we're going to need the sandblaster now, aren't we? Right, so currently the engine is 45%, dipstick, starter, pipe. We can buy all them used rusty parts. So let's do that first. Fuel pump hose, that's going to have to be new. What else? I think the belts, they've got to be new as well. Currently that's the list of the tanks in game. The parts part, I think it's a little bit fiddly. It needs refining slightly. Because if you buy, sometimes you'll buy everything and the parts won't be there, and other times you can't buy the. I don't know. It's just sometimes it's fiddly. So I normally just actually go to the actual tank and buy the parts individually. Then you can't go wrong. Then. I mean, the best way probably if you write it all down or take a screenshot or something. But I just normally buy a few parts at a time. Eventually, you'll get there. You'll get all the parts you need. So along the top, you can pick what quality of parts you want: rusted, dirty, sandblasted, primed, or painted, which is mint. Like the belts, the fuel lines, some of the electric stuff, you've got to all buy painted. That means brand new. The rusted stuff you can repair, but it's very cost effective if you can buy it rusted. As long as you don't mind doing it, you've got to then fix it all up yourself. But in the long run, it saves you an awful lot of money. And there we go. Engine is 100% complete. Ugh, that was a bit of a grind. It was. I'm sorry. There need to be an easy way to get parts. If there is, I can't see it because I want to get a different mixture. And the game freaks out if you try and get mint and rusty. It probably will get patched eventually. The devs have added quite a lot to the game, so just have to live with it for now, I guess. Next, we need the parts for the turrets. This is where the buying part's not right. I just want to buy all the parts for the turret I'm working on. But when you try and buy all missing parts, it gets every single part in the tank, which some of them you want is mint. Do you see what I mean? It's fiddly. They should kind of refine this. So now we're just going to have to live with buying all the parts, even though some of them we won't use because they're going to be rubbish. That turret drives me insane, right? The exterior is 100%, but the interior, unfortunately, is 93%. There's one little part right in the middle that I can't find, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to get in the tank as the gunner, so that I can actually get right next to the part and fix it, repair it, paint it, whatever else you're going to do with it. And at last, we're actually starting to assemble the rest of the tank. I mean, the repairs and the assembly now are going pretty well. Look at that. 45% repairs and 51% assembly. So half the tank is actually assembled already. I mean, granted, it's rusty rubbish, some of it, but hey, it won't be for long. And we're very close to finishing this tank now. 94% repairs, 95% assembly. It's mainly the fuel system, I think, that we're kind of messing up here. And I think I've assembled too much of the tank. We're going to have to take little bits off here and there. Right, I'm struggling to reach the pedal here. Let's get inside, I think, the driver slot. And hopefully, yep, there it is. Finally get the old rust removal. Oh, this is where I wish I had the toolkit. If I've got to get out here and do this again. Reassemble all the last bits in the turret. There was one little part I had to spray and get rid of the rust and all the rest of it. Hopefully that's it. Let's check now. Oh yes, at last. 100%, everything's done. So now let's put the turret back on, and then we'll stick the engine back in, and the tank is finished. Okay, I've missed a spot of paint somewhere, but you know what? I don't care. It's 99%, I can live with it. I'm just going to leave it for now. Let's put it in the museum next. That was a bit of a drop. I nearly broke my legs there. Right, let's get through this door and we'll go straight into the museum. So now the tank's in the first bay of the museum. Let's start putting the info sheets up and we'll do some banners behind it as well. I'm pretty sure it's not a Sherman or a Tiger. Let's find the one for a Panzer IV. And there we go, we've struck gold at last. What do you think? That one look okay? Yeah, I'm happy with that. It kind of tells you what we're doing in our little museum here. Right, next up on the little list of things to do in our little museum is the banners behind. Can we find the one for Panzervore? I think it was at the bottom, wasn't it? Right, that looks like a Panzervore to me. The little glass cases you see here, that's what you put the guns in, machine guns, various items you find when you dig the tanks out of the ground. You can get extra slots for your museum just by going to the little tool chest and clicking on the upgrade. It does cost points like everything else. So let's go and get ourselves a little job because we do want some points so we can upgrade all these lovely things in the workshop and the museum. Oh, that's nice from Uncle Tom, seeing how sorry he was. But he has got a job for us, which is nice. We really should have started with this tank. This kind of shows you how to play the game, but I already played before, so I kind of leapt ahead because I wanted to rebuild my own. So it's pretty easy. You just repair this up to 100%. So all we've got to repair is the hull exterior, which is, what is it, the tow ropes. If you press the E key, it will show us on red, but I haven't done that this time because I'm an idiot. It's the tow ropes and the little light. You can actually see the rust because this tank is pretty mint. Oh, I've diagnosed the problem brilliantly. Tow ropes and headlight. So all we do is just buy some new ones. We could repair the headlight, I guess. So as per usual, I'll just recycle all of these parts for eventually, when we get the blueprints, we can make new parts like I've said before. So the new parts cost us, what, $780? Quickly put them on, let's see how much profit we made. Ah, there we go, it's 100% again. It didn't take very long, really. What do we get? $2,000? Not bad. What's that? $1,200 we made? Nice bit of profit and a quick job. He was our uncle. I guess he was being generous. And we made 15 reputation points. Oh, we're still 6 short. We really need to unlock that tool belt just to make this whole thing so much easier. Whoa, 70 reputation. That's nice. A T-34 is easy to work on. Oh, I've actually found a tank. We'll leave that because digging up tanks, it can be a bit of a pain. This is a bit of a job. 9% repairs completion and we need 72%. Oof, I'm guessing this is going to be a rust bucket, and it is. And 72% on the money. The repairs are done. We've made lots of lovely reputation and cash. So let's go and unlock that tool belt and the windy gun. Oh, life just got so much easier now. And there you go. Look at that. We can just get the tools on demand. No more running around the workshop trying to find where we put them down. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I've had a lot of fun playing this game. I have played it before. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. And I'll see you next time for Give It a Go. Bye for now, guys.